Hello guys, welcome back to another episode with Review Bros, and we've got a bit of a killer pre-workout today we're looking at, almost literally. So it's developed by Submission Science, it's called Rocky KO, super intense formula it says. So it's not a massively well-known one, it's not super mainstream by any means, in fact it's quite hard to get hold of if you was to Google it. It's produced in the USA, so...
Definitely can't get it in the UK because there's a lot of banned ingredients for the UK. So there's at least 4 or 5 different banned ingredients. That's why it's quite difficult to get hold of over here. You can do it. They sent. Obviously, we got hold of it. They sent it over to us, so it's doable.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks to Submission Science for sending us that. If you want to see their Instagram, it's submission_science. So moving on to the taste of the Rocky KO, there is no flavours given on the side of the tub, so you're unaware completely of what it is. I've got to say it tastes quite nice though, actually. It smells really nice. The nearest thing me and Craig can liken it to is kind of like it's definitely sherbet, but like with a cherry sort of. Yeah. So you know you get those cherry drops. It's kind of like that, but in
cherry sherbet flavour.
Yeah, it's that sort of flavour. Mixes perfectly.
Yeah, it did actually, and it had kind of a little bit of a chemically aftertaste, like medicine-y kind of aftertaste. Very vague though. We've had far worse.
No frothing with this product.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it tastes. I give that a good score, probably at like a 4.5 out of 5.
Agree, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, we can't actually tell you what flavour it is because it doesn't say.
And they don't actually sell it in any other flavours. Like this is their universal flavour, if it even is one. Alright, so moving on to the price of the product. So when you Google it, you'll see a lot of prices come up in dollars and euros and whatnot. But we worked it out as being about £29 for the tub, and that will get you 30 servings, and you can only go up to 1 scoop, so 1 scoop is 1 serving. And believe me when I say you probably won't want more than that anyway.
You won't? Oh, no, unless you want to be in hospital.
Yeah, and we'll come back to that later.
We'll come back to that story.
And we worked out, it works out roughly 96p a scoop, which really isn't too bad considering that's a max serving. That is enough to sort of floor you. So, yeah.
So, moving on to the interesting part of this review, the effectiveness of this product. I'm going to start by just saying up front that I've never had anything like this before in my life. It's crazy strong. It's, you know, we've taken so many pre-workouts in the past.
Dozens.
Spent loads and loads of money on different pre-workouts, and I can honestly say that I don't think any of them come close to this one. In fact, this is probably, I'd probably argue it's too strong. We're worried to take it again.
That speaks volumes.
Crazy. People looking at me in the gym like I was on cocaine or something.
Like on a night out where pupils wired and everything.
Which is obviously attributed to the banned ingredients in it. So obviously we've got DMAA in it, which is obviously a derivative of methamphetamines, I believe. So it's, you know, it's strong. We've got swear words on the descriptions outside, so you know that they are. I haven't seen swear words on other pre-workouts. Just putting it out there.
They're not playing by the rules, basically.
In big, bold, white capital letters, this product is not suited for drug-tested athletes.
Not now.
Yeah, it's unbelievable strong. The only weakness to it is I can't actually give you specifics in terms of measurements of ingredients because it is a proprietary blend, which, as you may or may not know, means that they've just got a total volume of a product, mixed it all up, and then each scoop could be a bit different, but you're just reliant on their mixing abilities to get it sort of roughly accurate. So
you're not overdosing on one new ingredient.
So if I read through some of the ingredients, some of them you'll notice as banned in the UK, some you might not, and I'm not too sure of what ones and what ones are not because it's constantly changing. But obviously DMAA is definitely banned. We've got citrulline malate in there. we've got agmatine sulfate, we've got tyrosine, we've got caffeine citrate, which is that's quite a new one coming around actually. It's not actually the only type of caffeine in here as well. You've got the anhydrous one, which is often the dehydrated, concentrated version of caffeine. So you definitely feel the energy of that. Sifronine HCl, I believe, is banned. It's sort of, from my understanding, it is very little research, but it's sort of like ephedrine, so it's a fat burner. And it's a stimulant as well. It's a stimulant that will get the fat moving. The same with hignamine HCl, which I believe in other terms is, and I might be wrong, comment if I'm wrong, but I believe that's bitter orange. And hordenine HCl, which I believe is club tooth moss extract. I'm trying to remember, but I believe they are banned as well. Moving on down the list, we've got L-norelvine, we've got the well-known yohimbine HCl, we've got huperzine A, definitely banned in the UK, and then some more vitamins just added in there. But so they're your ingredients. You know, they're in a proprietary blend, so I can't give you exacts. But honestly, it was so crazy. Yeah. And do you want to tell the story?
Yeah, so basically...
This is how strong this is, and this is a warning to some of you, maybe.
Yeah, like, just straight off the bat, before I tell the story, unless you're an advanced pre-workout user and you've been going gym years and you're pretty hardcore, just don't use it, okay? If you are a newbie, don't use it. But if you have been using pre-workouts for years, you've been training for years, you know you're up for your hardcore stuff and your pre-workouts, you might like it. Okay, so it all started. Aaron took the pre-workout earlier on in the day, like early afternoon, and he told me it was like the most overpowered pre-workout he'd ever used, and I thought he was winding me up a little bit and just over-exaggerating it. So he come round to drop the pre-workout round a few hours later when I finished work, and one of our mates, who will remain nameless, come round to train with us, and he come round and took the pre-workout with us. He's not quite as advanced gym wise and pre-workout wise as me and Aaron, so within half an hour it hit him hardcore, and he did about 2 sets on the leg extension and disappeared to the toilets for 20 to 30 minutes, come out of the toilets with his eyes wide, like pupils black, on the phone to the ambulance service asking me to talk for him and for me to drive him down there. So at this point I was thinking, God, so if this has happened to him, if I don't finish training and train this stuff out of my system, it's going to happen to me as well. So I didn't want to risk it. So luckily one of my mates was down there as well, and he hadn't taken pre-workout, so he gave my other friend a lift to the hospital. So yeah, he was down there all night until the early hours of the morning, had to take, I believe, the next day or possibly 2 days off work to recover.
Yeah.
So yeah, he wasn't in a good way, and now he's not taking pre-workouts full stop and actually taking time off the gym altogether because he had a bit of a health scare from it. So,
which is crazy to think a pre-workout, you know, can do that. Yeah. Yeah, he's never gonna. He said he's never gonna take pre-workout again because it scared him that much. Which
yeah,
for the effects that he had is understandable, but
like anxiety attacks kind of thing, and just panicking and sweating and
pulse changes, all sorts. Maybe he just had some allergic reaction, but me and Craig, we do believe it was just the power of this product.
Yeah, and we didn't feel too healthy on it, really, did we? Like
16 hours, I could feel it in the system. I didn't get like, don't get me wrong, from an energy perspective, it was fantastic. I didn't have any crashes. I was, you know, I didn't have any, there was no real tingles from the beta-alanine, I must say. Well, actually, tell a lie, there was none because there is no beta-alanine in there.
Yeah, oh yeah. So we actually, the best way to describe it is it makes you feel like you don't want to rest between your sets. So you'll finish one set and you'll instantly want to do the next set without even resting. I was
doing like Universal Soldier.
Yeah, you literally do. Like,
you could run on the treadmill and just... The treadmill would give up before you did.
Yeah, the electricity would run out.
It felt like, because like you said, and this made me laugh because I sort of felt the same, is you knew you was doing too much, so you stopped yourself because you knew you was doing too much, but not because your body wanted to stop, because your body felt like it could go until it just collapsed. Honestly,
yeah, like your tendons would snap off before you mentally stopped repping the weight you're doing or something.
It's
But
crazy
it almost
stuff.
felt like we were like how we would picture it is when you're out in a club and you're drugged up off your head on the dance floor or something like that, like where you're all wired and you're like,
strongest stuff. So
yeah. We actually haven't taken it again since, and that was about a week ago now. So we're gonna save that for special occasions, I think.
nice.
Yeah, it's not a daily driver.
No, so like Craig said, unless you really want something that is hardcore and you're willing to take that risk, then be careful, because it will Rocky KO you. And that sums it up, guys. So
Final verdict time.
submission science. If we go through, so we said the taste was 4 to 4.5 out of 5. The price at just under £1 is probably 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
The effects we've given some a 4 or 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
And they just we cannot justify.
This
that.
is off of our scale, so it's a bit of an unprecedented rating we're going to give this.
Because it's also banned in the UK, it's a plus one really. So we're just going to leave it at 5+.
Yeah.
Because, well, yeah, it's too much.
The scale isn't big enough for its effects, essentially.
I think that really does sum it up then. So that's Rocky KO by Submission Science. Recommend it if you're an extremely hardcore, advanced pre-workout user in the past. And as always, thank you for giving this a watch. We've got a load more coming up. So give it the thumbs up and do subscribe. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.